super chat. Jonathan Rosemary, hey you, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you very much, Mason Talk Sports. Do appreciate the super chat. Thank you very, very much. It's great to have you aboard, and thank you so much for your support. Really do appreciate it, and we'll see you in just a couple of minutes. Thank you so very much. Hello. I wasn't sure I was going to see you folks for a second. Little trouble getting in. I don't know what's going on, but it's great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Welcome, 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 folks. It is Tuesday Tech Talk, and looking forward to having a great chat with you all. Hope you're doing fantastic. Hope you had an amazing day. And hope you guys are really ready to talk YouTube, because we're definitely looking forward to doing it with you as well. Great to see you all. If you can let everybody know what's going on, hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends, all that good stuff. It really does help out a lot. Thank you. Donnie Shaw is on the Pusa bot with the hammer and the bot. Yes, because I have a feeling already the way things are going. Yeah. So thank you very much. Do appreciate it.
Well, hello. Yes, it is Tuesday night, and it's our favorite night of the week for Tuesday Tech Talk. We get to talk with you about YouTube and all the questions and answers with you, learning from you. You learn from us, we learn from you. And we really enjoy just having a little bit more a laid-back, slower-paced conversation with you during our Tuesday nights here. So good to see everybody here. Hello, how are you doing today?
My chat is falling behind.
Yeah, we had trouble getting in to our own account, and now the chat is freezing on Andrew's side here, so some technical difficulties. But you know what? It is a live stream, and that's what happens here. You can't edit it out. That's fine. You're here, we're here, and that's all that matters here, right?
It's not the internet. We got a 500 up, 500 down. We're more than set onto it. I just checked the speed a while ago to see if that was causing it. That part is good, so it's definitely on their end. Hey, JNC No Limit TV, how are you? I'm going to need you to quiet down a little. I'm turkey hunting. Oh, I see one over there. Well, I want to tell you, my friend, you were asking about your badge. The reason why you don't have your badge is because it's on your other account. That's why I seen it later on in the list when I was redoing it yesterday, and I've been waiting for you to come in to tell you that. So that's why you don't have it on your JNC No Limit TV. It's on your other YouTube account. It doesn't transfer between the two of them, unfortunately.
No, even if it is from the same Google account, it's still not going to transfer between the two channels. So there you go. Well, I hope that solved that question. And there you go, the first question of our Tuesday Tech Talk. And that's what it is all is about, guys. You have questions, we have questions. We hope we all can get to those answers, especially for our new YouTube Creator Studio Beta. I don't know how to call it now. Alpha? Is it Alpha?
Yeah, it's just studio. It's YouTube Studio.
YouTube Studio, that's right. We warned about this going on last week. We tried to let you know that for everyone, it's going to stop having an access to a YouTube Classic within a week, and that's exactly what happened. So now we're here for you to answer your questions if you have any, if it's the first time that you are actually getting into YouTube Studio or a new one, or if you have questions or any suggestions for those that have already used it for a while. So that's what we're doing here today, and of course all the other questions, YouTube, social media, photo, video editing, and so on, all that on Tuesday Tech Talk.
That's right, folks. That's right. Once again, we asked you guys if you can hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends, all the good stuff. And a big shout out to my wife, who woke up with a really, really bad back today. Really bad. And we could have stayed off tonight, but she's a trooper. She wanted to come on and do it. So a big shout out to Xenia for doing that. So
thank you so much. For those of you that don't know, I have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, and sometimes I can't even get off the bed. I feel paralyzed. So that's exactly what happened today after a long time of not having this. But you know, guys, we love this night so much. I didn't want to lose on it, and just to take my mind off the chronic pain today flare up. So I hope whatever it is bothering you guys, you can take it away a little bit by having conversation here.
Oh, Dean, welcome. Hi, hope you're okay. Watching from UK, was on Nomad channel, and he suggests coming over here. Well, it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And yes, I see we have Nomad Unbroken Raid. Nomad Unbroken Raid. Hello.
Well, welcome. Well, you know what? Any friend of Nomad, it's a friend of ours, so great to have you all in here. Hope you're doing fantastic. Nomad has been so amazing to us. We met him almost 2 years ago now. I think it'll be in June. We had Paul Barger on. He's a van man, and Nomadic came over with him and been with us ever since, and plus met a lot of other channels that he hugely supports now and from this community, and he's just an awesome guy, so welcome aboard.
That is amazing. Well, thank you so much. Was Blind is here. Always on my side. Wink, wink.
That's right.
Scott, hello, how are you? Amazing mom for life. The Bob, Darren and Sab Travels. Hello. Drone Nut. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much for coming. It's a pleasure, and a huge shout out to Nomad, who is an absolutely amazing Go Fish Office. I understand the pains. I really do. Much love. Yes, definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all the nice messages I see here. Thank you. Once Blind, thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, God. Well, this will cheer up a bit. There we go.
Yes. Super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Arcade Revolution, thank you so much for that. Super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much. And a reminder to click that like button and share it out. Thank you so much, Arcade Revolution. Thank you.
Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Chat keeps disconnecting. Damn YouTube. Yeah, I don't know what's going on a bit in other ones. Like I say, we don't know what's coming, but in the meantime, it's just great to have you all in here. Sorry you have to go through that, but if it does, if you can be patient with it, it should pass. F5 on your keyboard, Command R on your, F5 on PC, Command R on Mac, and the old thumb on phone. We do apologize for that. We wish we could deal with that. We wish we could fix it. Wish we were on a dedicated line with just you folks. But unfortunately, we have to work with what YouTube gives us. Be back in a bit sharing this out. Well, ATG's channels. Andy, thank you so very much for that. Do appreciate it. Thank you for the Wrenchcott says very welcome. You had it, I think, from last one, if I'm not mistaken. I at the end, probably. That's why. But you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Crazy Spearfishing Adventure, how are you? How are you? Hope you're doing fantastic. Oh my God, he wants to get you all going.
Arcade Revolution, hey you, thank you so much for that. Super chat, Arcade Revolution, thank you so much for brightening up my day. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. Yes, mine keeps disconnecting too, unfortunately. Was that happening when you were over at Nomads? Just a quick question, because you guys just all came on a live stream. Were you getting the same thing there?
Goldfish says mine keeps disconnecting.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Miscellaneous Magnet is here. Good to see you. How are you doing? Good to see you. How have you been?
Hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing great. Of course, I have arthritis in my knee and my wrist, and working on as hard.
I bet. Yeah, and usually it's okay, but sometimes the days I look, this is terrible, but that's okay. Creepin' Never Sleeping is here. Super chat. Yes, that's right, guys. And if you are a member of this chat, please remember to put those stickers. Put them for good use. Look at those amazing stickers, especially the one when Andrew is covering his ears. I love that one. That's my favorite.
I knew this was recommended for me. Oh, Y2K Homie, can we ask who was recommended by YouTube, or was it recommended by somebody? We'd love to know. And no, it wasn't happening over there. That's why, folks, yes, we're trying to do the best we can, but we have a little bot camera we keep an eye on too. So it might be that. Might be YouTube jumping in because it's coming into the busier time of night. Who knows, but it's just great to have you guys all here. And thank you so much for your patience with it and being here. And if it's your first time here, tonight is our night where we just take questions about YouTube and all that. We're going to talk a little. We open up the floor at the beginning. We're going to talk about YouTube Studio, but it's open about anything you have with YouTube. We'd love to hear from you, and we don't have all the answers. We don't try to pretend something we're not. We're not gurus, but we share our experience with you. Our background, mine is in marketing and business for a large corporation here in Canada. On Xenia has a degree in psychology, and as well done some art design and everything as well. And that very creative lady covers all niches, and we love to hang out with you guys and talk. We're out of Montreal, Canada. Xenia is originally from Latvia. I grew up not in the city. I grew up in Eastern Quebec in a rural area, a man's man place, I guess you can call it. Some would call it living on the farms, but nonetheless, we combine all our experience to be us, and we are what we are. So it's great to have you in here. Arcade Revolution, you really want to get her going, don't you?
Arcade Revolution, thank you so much. Keep it up, keep it up. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do appreciate it. And then Xenia's going to take all your comments, questions. Just put at Pusa Studio, ask your question, and she'll put them in, no problem at all. My non-traditional life, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Hope you're doing great. And I think tonight we'll keep it, we're just going to give a couple more minutes. We'll keep it a bit more of an open floor and just combine like the YouTube ones, like the studio, into everything else. So.
Now, if you do have a question, please put it in the chat with @Push Studio so I can see it much better and copy over to my little notebook here, and we can get to answering them during the show. Please tag me in so I can see you much better. Now, the first question, do you use any form of mixer board for your audio, or the mic's connected directly to your computer? The Bob is asking.
Oh, we're going right, okay. Well, there's no, just throwing your husband right into it. That's right. Yes, I can show you 1 second. Maki
I actually am putting here in the chat the link because a couple of you have asked already about our microphones. There you can see our equipment, which is not updated, but the microphones that are listed there are still the ones that we are using right now, so you can check out right there on the Amazon link.
This is the board we're using right now, and it's the Mackie 8-channel professional mixer with USB. And why with USB that's so important? We could have gotten it 4/8-channel. I got it 8 because I want to run my guitar through. I run my guitar through my computer as well, and that when we're not on sometimes in that. And it has with USB. The nice thing about it is it's basically a built-in sound card into it. And Mackie is one of the better Pro Series. This is what I used to work into, and also as a musician for years. It's one of the more trusted names, and for the price, it is a very, very stable system, very robust. And it's built as using for a lot of like two-man band type of things and stuff like that would be better. You couldn't do a full piece band because it's only 8-channel. There's not near enough to mic for it. But 2 or 3 piece, if somebody was a singer, 2 playing guitar and stuff like that, you could get away with. But yeah, that's what we're running through there.
And that's also, that one is listed in that link that is in the chat, so you can go and check it out.
You can actually see it's coming up. Where is it? Right there. There's my mixer. You can find it talks all about it right there. You can find all the links in the description on what we do up there as well.
Old Guy Bike, hello, how are you? Good to see you here. An Arcade Revolution riling me up, of course. Thank you so much. Sunny J. Shore is in the chat here. Good to see you. How are you doing?
But folks, when we started, we weren't supposed to ever be a live streaming channel. Back then, you needed 1,000 subscribers, and we kind of went on to say thank you to everybody. We were never supposed to go on again, and we did our first 60 interviews, which you can find in the playlist, just the first 60 of them. We did all those on a laptop with my Rode Pro from my camera plugged into it, and actually was clamped. We needed a base for it, and I shoot with the DJI Osmo, and I had the clamp to hold the mic. So I was looking around for something to use, and I found a set of Allen keys. I was working on my guitar, and it fit over it, and that became the base for it. And we did the first couple of months like that.
Yeah.
And then we started buying slowly. That time we bought the mics and some cheaper stands, and the mixer. Yeah, right away. We bought those pretty much all around the same time. That's when we started using OBS and started going with it. And you just go up in steps, in blocks. Lynn is in the house. How are you, Lynn? Great to see you.
Yeah, and up until a couple of months ago, we actually still were using our IKEA floor lamps for lighting. So
yeah, exactly. Now the setup roughly, I figured it out. We're a little over $8,000.
Well,
that's
yeah,
Canadian.
Don't fall off your chair right now, guys.
Yeah.
Now we do videography and photography as our daytime jobs as well, so that kind of doubles up with the usage of the equipment.
Yeah, but we bought it with the purpose exactly that we could use it for it. We repurposed a lot of stuff and we bought it new, but wanted to use it that if we need it for photography, it's there. Because YouTube is so volatile.
Of course.
You can't sit there and say, oh, well, I'm going to just drop that money and use it forever and nothing will change. We don't know. But we bought it in increments. Each month I was building the stand more and more.
Yeah.
We were using super chats and all that as they come in, and each month buy some new pieces for it.
Was blind. I do have your question, and we're going to get to the questions just in a moment, so don't get all angry. It's all good. I have it.
Thank you, Dean. Actually, therefore, you guys are looking for inspiration. This whole thing is laid out when I was at my father's for Christmas. I was watching CP24, which is a news channel. And I love my father, but as you get up in age, you love news and you can't get enough of it coming at you at once. And it's one of those ones where the news cam in the corner, and then they have the highway updates and the weather and everything else. And I was thinking how mesmerizing this is. There's always something moving. There's always something doing something. And all of a sudden, it was like kind of an epiphany. Well, maybe that's something to consider. So come back and kind of hit the drawing board. This we changed it, I think, 2 or 3 months ago, I guess? No, it's got to be 3 months ago, I guess.
Be, yeah.
Time passes so fast on here, you don't even realize it. So, but it is great to have you all in here, and I want to give a big shout out to everybody. Last night, folks, you guys are absolutely fantastic. What an amazing conversation. And if you did not catch our live stream last night, make sure to go check it out. I moved it today. Yes, it is in the uploads, and it will go into the special presentation folder. But for now, it is right at the top here. I put it in the highlights section. So if you go right to our homepage, just click at the one at the top and you'll find it. The future of small channels, survival of the fittest, and the conversation was fantastic. You folks never disappoint, never disappoint. It was great. I loved it. Probably one of my favorite ones in a while.
I love that thumbnail.
Yes, and that there is a story coming with the thumbnails. You're going to see a pattern coming in the next couple of weeks, and then it will all make sense. I will explain about that one too, talking about inspiration for stuff. There is a story behind it, but I'll tell you at a later date.
So I do have questions from What's Blind, Error Electronics. I do have Arcade Revolution questions, and I do have question from Amazing Mom for Life. So guys, don't worry, I do have them.
All right, folks. Well, we'll get into the questions in just a second here. I'm going to say hi to everybody because we got to do that, folks. In the meantime, if you can hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends, that would be absolutely awesome. The more, the better, folks. The more people in here, the better the conversation. It's great to have you all in here. This is our favorite night of the week. Get to talk YouTube with you folks, get to talk shop, all that good stuff. And looking forward to not just us yapping, but you guys as well. You guys tell us a lot of stuff we don't know. Remember, even if you have a channel with only 20 subscribers, you might have a whole new perspective on this that nobody else has. We're all here to learn. I want to say hello to our members first in the house, folks. They're the ones with the badges in front of them, and you can get in on that as well. For the price of a super chat, you can get benefits that last the whole month long, including custom emojis, private Facebook group, unlisted live streams that we'll be talking about this Thursday, making a change. I think Thursday we pretty much agreed on to. So Thursday it is. You're going to hear about the changes for that. So if you guys can check it out, that'd be awesome. So our members in the house right now, we got Wendell Live Music Videos is in the house, my friends. That's right. The Bop is in the house. How you doing? Great to see you. The Traveling Pisces is here, folks, as well as Sunny J. Shores Travel Adventure. We got Old Guy on a Bike in the house, my friends. We also have Lynn and Turney Zelensky. I always hope I'm pronouncing it properly. Lynn, it's so great to see you. We got Johnny Pockney, folks, in the house. Johnny Pockney is in the house. We got Jonathan Roseberry here with us, that's right, and as well as Bacchus, and I know there's some that have been in and out as well, a lot getting buffered. Sorry you're going through that, but thank you for being here. Hope you can wait it out. And I also want to say hello, folks, we got from the raid as well. On top of that, we got Was Blind in the house. That's right, my friends. We have Scott Kovacs, Sniper Life 12. We have Reslar Mania in the house. We got Lori's RV Life in the house. We got John Spizzo in the house. Oh, and there's another one of our members just popped in, Jackie Hutter Food Reviews, our resident sweetie, folks. We got Healthy Home Cooking in the house. We have Go Fish Office. We have Deontay Solero. There you go. We have Dean Sheridan. Thank you so much once again for coming over with the raid. We got Darren and Sab Travels as well. They came over. Thank you so much. We got Creepin', Never Sleepin'. We got City Girl, Country Woman in the house, folks. We got Arcade Revolution. We have Amazing Mom for Life, Adventurous Life Squad. It's great to have you in here, folks. The list is jumping around a little bit, so we missed your names. Just highlight ours and say hi so we don't miss you as well. It's great to have you in here. Please hit the like button. Please tweet it out. Please tell your friends. It really does help out a lot. Love to you as well, Jackie. Hope you're doing well. Jackie, well, she lives in the same province. I believe you're away from it, but really terrible events going on. I'm sure a lot of you heard in Nova Scotia. The biggest, I don't want to say it right now because we're finally getting a bit of break with our algorithm, but one of the worst atrocities, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah.
It is the worst in Canadian history, with 19 passing and counting.
22 today.
It's 22 today?
Yeah.
I missed the update. Our hearts go out to everybody there, especially Jackie, and everybody in Nova Scotia. Our hearts with you. Like, I don't always agree with our Prime Minister, but I will agree with it. We're all Nova Scotians right now. Tons of love to you.
Thinking about you guys at this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the cool kid. Hello, how are you? Liz N is here. Hello, and welcome here. Say hi in the chat if we missed you, or maybe you just came in the chat. Say hi, say hi. And we have a super chats. I have number one super chat from Paul Murray. Super chat. Paul Murray, you are so cool. You are so cool that you are having another super chat. Paul Murray, thank you so much. Click that like button, share it out. Thank you so much. And Expedition Greg, Expedition Greg, thank you so much. And super chat, Arcade Revolution, you are so cool.
Yes,
thank you so much. Thank you. Super chat, Katie Thrifty Halls. Thank you so much to Katie Thrifty Halls for number one loving super sticker super chat and super sticker super chat, super sticker super chat, super sticker super chat, super sticker super chat. Katie Thrifty Host, thank you so much for that super sticker super chat, guys. Are super amazing. Thank you. Wow.
I don't feel safe coming out.
Yeah, that was loud.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Well, try to uncode it. You know, there have been versions.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. Do appreciate that, guys and girls. Thank you so much.
There we go.
Thank you.
Bring down the echo some. Alrighty, folks. So it's great to have you in here. Hold on, Andrew. My God Almighty, you guys are something else. You guys are something else. No one's safe. Yeah, Arcade. Yeah. Yeah. Andrew, you might get a headache. Might. Hello, Catty Thrifty Halls. How you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, it's his permanent state is with a headache, I think. So.
Diane Brianna Fairchild, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Welcome. Oh my God Almighty.
Now, as always.
Sorry, hashtag not sorry, hello. Thank you, Expedition Greg. It's good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well.
Do I ever lose my voice? Sometimes it goes in a so high pitch I don't even know where it comes from. Yeah. Thank you. Easy fam. I know. I feel you today, especially. Anthony Schaus, hello and welcome here.
Welcome.
Now, as every time we go live, we also have a special shout out to our members of the week. And this week it is Spicy Lady. Spicy Lady is our Wrench Up member of the week. And Willow Whimsy, also our member of the week for Wrenched Up Plus Group. Two amazing creator guys. Check it out. And as every week on Saturday, we draw two special channel members at random using our thing, the wheel. And you get a shout out every time we go live. We also feature you on our homepage. And just to say a huge thank you for you being here. So thank you so much to Spicy Lady and Willow Whimsy.
That's definitely, folks, and you can get on that as well. Just hit the join button. For the price of a super chat, you get benefits that last all month long. And we drew those draws every Saturday night, as well as all the other perks that come with it, and more to be coming. That announcement will be Thursday. Xenia and I decided the date today. We're going to announce it. So it's great to have you all in here. I see Mr. Bo is in the house. There is Farmall Fanatic. There is the man. And he is on bot patrol, and I like that. Pusa bot, that's right. And we have Because She Shed. There she is with all the hugs and kisses and the hugs. How are you doing? Great to see you. She was our 100th member. We're always so proud of that. She's proud of it too, and that's awesome. I love that. Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. You guys are absolutely awesome. I think it's time to start chatting here with you guys' questions. You guys have waited long enough. Anything else that you want to cover before we get into it, my dear?
No.
My dear wife. My dear wife.
No.
Oh, and folks too. There was a couple that asked about this. Folks, there you go. Last night's talk as well. If you get a chance to check this out, Xenia and I talked about this. We've done a show about this a little while ago. YouTube viewership is up, but YouTubers are earning less money. And the reason why is the CPM, of course, has less value due because of product not in heavy demand. So yes, there's advertising, but the value is down. And some were asking about it, so we're going to put a link in the chat. You still have it on?
Yeah, I already put it in the chat.
So there's the chat, folks. If any more of you want to go back and watch that, there you go. Hope you enjoy it. The members thing is a great idea. It is. Thank you very much. We actually talked about that last night in more detail. If you want to check out our live stream from last night, we are going to be having unlisted streams starting. We're going to be announcing it Thursday, and that's going to be the next addition to it. Kidney J, how are you? Good to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're having a great day. Nice to see you. Always a pleasure. Fellow Canadian. Hope you're doing well.
And Scott wants me to do the Super Chat in different languages. I got to prepare for that, though. I don't think I can do it right on the spot, though.
That's interesting. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah, I'll try my best for next time.
Herman,
hello.
How are you, Phantom? How are you doing? Herman, good to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Welcome. I've been to Poland many times. Is Latvia similar? In some ways, yes. I've never been to Warsaw. I've been to Krakow, Poland. And yes, there is, you get a feel of it, but it does have its own distinct identities. I still like to think, I know a lot, say like every European yes, when you walk in a lot of European countries, they tend to start looking the same in some ways, but each one has their own unique identity. Latvia has a little bit more of that northern, like a touch of Scandinavia sprinkled all over it, I guess, with that kind of feeling, if that's a good way to do it.
Yes, that's right. Right now we are in Canada, in Montreal, which is a little bit cold today. I don't know what's going on with the weather. And because she said congratulations!
Hey, round of applause because she said.
Round of applause for Because She Said, who got monetized yesterday. Congratulations, guys. Put some emojis in the chat for Because She Said.
And she's a lady doing great things on her channel and getting better and better, and that's going to pay off for her in droves. Couldn't be more proud of you. Keep up the great work. And as I always say, onward and upward to bigger and better things. Congratulations to you. I'm glad I joined, Johnny Puckney says, and we're glad you joined as well. It's a pleasure to have you aboard, Johnny. You are absolutely awesome. Good evening, Senia and Andrew. Herman, hope you're doing well, bud. Hope you're doing well. And Scott says that's okay. He's very understanding. Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to go to Poland in the end of June, hoping I can still go. Wendell, crossing fingers. It is beautiful there. Like I say, I never made it all the way through. I'd like to get back and see more of it.
It's cheap.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
Back then, a $2, I hate saying it because then it sounds like that's all I ever did. One time I go to McDonald's and I'm in a place to compare the prices. Sometimes I don't even eat. It was $2 for a Big Mac trio in 2015 in Krakow, Poland. And in Zurich, Switzerland, the same Big Mac trio was $27.
Amazing food, amazing ice cream, and everything is super cheap compared to
that meal
everything.
I sent you with the chicken fried pork and everything.
Huge
and all that.
Portion.
I had beer, I had Coca-Cola, I had the big meal, mashed potatoes, sauerkraut, everything, and it cost like $7 Canadian. I mean, and I was eating like a champ. Like, it was unbelievable. What do you want to eat? Hey, how you doing? How are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic.
Now, guys, if you can click that like button and share it out, we do appreciate it. If you can maybe send it or DM it to somebody you might think might benefit or might have a question that they want to ask, that would be really amazing, and we appreciate that as well. Thank you so much for everybody that already did that. Okay.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Okay, we already have some questions, but guys, if you do have questions, and guys, girls, and everybody else now, and there's no question that is too silly or too smart.
No.
We can, first of all, we all have been in the beginning place of starting YouTube, and second of all, we don't know the answers for everything, and that's why we guys have you guys have us, and we can figure out the answers together. This is a place where you can ask those questions that you always wondered about YouTube, social media, photo, video editing, and etc. So please don't hesitate and don't be shy. Okay. Oh, you can speak a bit of Polish, Dean. Oh, that is amazing. That is cool. Amazing World True Blue. Hello and welcome here.
Welcome.
So what's blind? There you go. Your question. Are they going to ever give us the ability to click on channels on live?
It's looking more and more like not. And like we said, we had talked about it about 5 months ago. YouTube was playing around with the idea. And don't think when we talk about it, we're like, oh, we're glad they don't give it back. It was convenient. It was really convenient, especially for the type of show we do. It was hugely convenient. But I get where their point's coming from, and it's looking more and more as it was a great way to try and curb. Remember, it's a great way to set a bait, a trap for catching for sub channels. Because if you have channels grabbing each other and going externally like that a couple hundred times a minute, it's still hard to bust it. But the greedy ones won't be able to let it go now, so they're going to start posting more and more links in their chat, which is going to get out of control and therefore completely against YouTube's guidelines, and then extremely easy for them to get taken down. So it's looking more and more like it's not coming back, but we can't get official word onto it
Yeah,
yet.
we have put the official tweet to YouTube. There have been other creators that have been asking them the same question. There have been numerous questions on YouTube forum as well within the same kind of realm. And the answer is usually is basically they're not saying yes or no. They're just, if you have any problems, report it to YouTube kind of thing. It has been going for a while now, so it's not a glitch. If it would be a glitch, they would have either said something or it would have been gone by now. So either it's a part of a bigger change that they're making within the system, or it is here to stay. But yeah, it's not the glitch anymore.
And I know somebody's going to ask about the plugin that comes with it. We don't endorse it for ourselves. We don't use it. Why we don't put it on the main computer right now, because this is dedicated for streaming. We don't need the problem with it. We tried an Xenia's. It was acting a bit glitchy. And a bigger problem with it is I get nervous anytime something just appears on the market when it's desperately needed. It can happen, and it might be okay in the end, but it could have a ton of bugs. It's could be. It's definitely gonna have a ton of bugs into it. It's just dropped there. And secondly, the reviews were very spotty. Most coming from some pretty, there's nothing reputable in the reviews or where it comes from at this point. Now that might change. We're gonna keep our eye onto it, but that's why we choose not to use it. So I know some are. But there has been a lot of problems with it, like you select one and it takes the channel 2 up and everything else and that. Remember, anytime you add an extension to your computer, you're granting it access. And if a company or a person is already shady, of course they're not going to put in their terms of service exactly what they're going to gain access to. So always remember that's something to be cautious of. I see their reasoning, but I think it will hurt channel growth even in good and probably. Yeah, I agree, but this is what happens with it pretty much. Look at pretty much most laws. Everybody by time has made a mistake and run through a stop sign, honestly, without meaning to, without any intention. But why do we have to have stop signs, and why do we have to have huge fines? Because it's always a small minority that ruin it for everybody else. And you guys also have seen the other side, the meat fest that goes on. It's so out of hand. It's and they don't want it. I mean, it's their platform, and they just don't want it. They're just looking for new ways to deal with it. It's not a great answer. I'm not saying it's that I like their reasoning for doing it. It's too bad that we all have to pay the price because of some idiots. It's always the way it is.
Some bigger channels have asked, well, but what about our live stream moderation? We can't see the channel behind it. Well, the answer from Google employees, and it's not YouTube, but it's still Google employees, was that you should be blocking or not blocking a channel by how they're behaving within the chat, not by what kind of channel they are.
Yep.
So that's why it doesn't matter if you can see what kind of channel it is, because you should be only going by what they're doing within the chat.
Yep.
So that's their question. As far as it is, that's as much as we have gotten out of the reasoning from YouTube. Google it's their employee answer.
Everything is backlogged in YouTube, and even replies on stuff like that. And just remember that they're fast tracking a lot of stuff. They're letting us a lot of stuff go through, but that day is going to come to an end, and things will get back to whatever the new normal is. And things can get cleaned up in a fast hurry and stuff like that. So a lot of things might be passing through. A lot of problems might be passing through that everybody thinks they've snuck to the goalie. That in a couple of weeks could be a lot of downfalls for channels. So make sure you're working within the guidelines. Just because you can get away with it today doesn't mean you won't get caught tomorrow. There's channels, for instance, with copyright who've had a song up for 5 years. And all of a sudden, the algorithm just happened to skim across it, and that was it. But we need to check for bots. Hard to tell what it was a bot.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's always two sides of it, and now there it is. It's not like we agree to this. It definitely makes it much longer, much harder, especially if there's a bigger chat going on, for sure.
Definitely.
But we do understand the reasoning why they would be leaving it if they are. So, it's kind of both sides of it. We'll just have to wait and see. As many things within this global changes now, there's lots of things that are a little bit wanky on YouTube as well, and we'll see when it all comes to normal how it's going to change things.
Dean, you have a good night. Thank you so much for coming by. It was such a pleasure to have you. Like we say, any friend of Nomads is a friend of ours. You have a fantastic night. Nice to have you.
He said that we're too good of a channel, so he might be keeping us a secret instead of sharing.
Oh my God! Well, thank you very much for that. To appreciate it. But we promise. Well, you can always say that you're the one who found us. You can use it as bragging rights, and because you're one of many in here that make this channel what it is. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Adventures Life Squad. How are you? Saying hi to. Okay.
And I just wanted to add it about the app, guys. I do see a lot of you guys also doing the videos about it, and once again, it is your choice of using the app or not. We didn't talk about it because we don't want to take on responsibility when something starts happening, and apparently it has been already with channels that have been downloading this. Somebody's going to come back and say, well, you said that we can download it, and we tried it because we know that you have been using it, so we want to know what we're talking about. As Andrew said, I disconnected it almost instantly because it was going kind of wonky. We have been looking into it. It doesn't look too good for now. You got to always double check and triple check where it comes from, who is the publisher, what kind of privacy, you're basically signing up by saying yes. And also, what are the tasks for Google and Computer Check? I don't know if she's here today. I've been talking about that as well, that if you do download something, you basically agree to the terms and willingly, so to say, agree to download and have it on your computer, and it screws something up on the channel or on the computer, it's up to your responsibility, and it's actually against the Google task. So if you download something that is a bot or a virus, it not actually can ruin only your YouTube channel, but the whole Google products, because it is against YouTube task to download like third-party unknown apps, so to say. So just your responsibility.
I was just waiting. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Okay. Oh, you tricked the hell out of me.
Destination Chronicles, thank you so much. Click that like button, share it out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Destination Chronicles, for the super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you.
But the big question is, Lynn is here, and she's gonna. I want to see if this is equal number. Let me count here. I'm gonna count the Xenias. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Andrews, 7 Xenias. Lynn is on my side. There you go. There you go. There you go. I just wanted to point that out. Just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention.
By accident.
Well, maybe you forgot to get me coffee this week, and Lynn was upset by that. Lynn said I'm a tad too spoiled.
Oh,
just
tad.
Just a tad.
A tad, yeah.
A tad.
Did you try my muffins yet? No.
I nod on your muffins. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
thank you.
Beautiful.
So there you go. So that's about that question, guys.
All right.
If you do have anything to add, you're more than welcome to put that in the chat. We're not experts here. We don't know everything. If you have anything to share or your experience, let us know in the chat and let everybody know so we can learn from each other.
Most definitely, folks. Always looking for you guys' opinion. Like we say, we're always learning new stuff from you guys. Everybody's learning about new stuff, new shortcuts and all that stuff. It's always great to bring to the table and help everybody out, folks. It is really like a business luncheon, I like to think. I like that term. I love that term, business luncheon.
Yeah.
I think it suits it best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Giving out the cards.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Andrew and I have a channel. Good to meet you.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next question on the list, hon? Let's do this. Let's do it.
Next question.
I was wondering when this was all gonna. Hey there, Baxter. How's it going? And vaguely, yes. But I heard I had interactions. Yes, I did hear about that. Interesting. What's the next question? I will wait for it to come up.
Don't know personally. I, for example, don't know who is it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aero Electronics. I'm working on improving thumbnails, and I have tried over and over to make good ones, but I want to know if I'm just wasting my time or if this really matters as much as they say it does.
Take.
Well, thumbnails is one of the main things that does matter in all the equation of everything that we're talking out here. And now you can't really say that you shouldn't do this and shouldn't do that and should do this. You know, it's all it's one puzzle, and some pieces are more important and some pieces are less important, but you still need all of them to make that whole picture. Well, the picture puzzle pieces for thumbnails are one of the main ones together with the title, because number one, it works both for the AI algorithms to understand what your video is about, how to recommend it, what is in the thumbnail, and we have talked about that before. Google has its own system, how it reads the thumbnails now, a really neat system. We talked about that before, and I'll put that afterwards in the description so you can check it out for yourself. But also for the viewer, because when YouTube is suggesting your videos, most of the time it only suggests the thumbnail. If it is not on a homepage, you can't even see the title. If it is at the end of somebody else's video, you can't see the titles. You can only see the thumbnails. So people are literally judging which video they want to click on just by looking at the thumbnail. So the one that is going to be more speaking to them, more understanding what the video is about, or maybe more, puzzling, whatever you want to emotions get in for the person looking at it, they're going to be clicking on it. Okay, so it is super important. Now Google itself also judges your thumbnails, and in fact, if you want to get traction from Google search algorithm, which is a huge part of how you can get some of the views as well, you have to have high resolution thumbnails on your videos. If you don't have high resolution thumbnails on your videos, you don't get tracked by Google search whatsoever. So that's another reason why you should be getting high resolution thumbnails in there, so you can actually be found in the search on Google as well and get your traffic from there too. It is definitely super important. Some YouTubers spend 10-12 hours just creating one thumbnail for a video, just because YouTube has specific needs and wants on how your thumbnail should be looking. Make sure that there's some text, but super short. Make sure there's a face of some kind, because AI and people like to click on faces, and use contrasting color that pops up so people can easily see it within the other thumbnails. That's in short. We have done numerous live streams about thumbnails before, and I will put those down below in the description.
All right, folks, but we got to pause everything for a second and go and help a channel out who is less than 20 away from 2K. You know we do that, folks. If somebody's less than 20 away from the next round of 1,000, we help them out. And I'm sorry because I felt so bad. Hedge Plays, I deleted your comment by accident. I didn't mean to do that. I was doing right click and it accidentally slipped. So there you go, folks. There you go. Hedge Plays and Robert Y. About to hit 2K, folks. About to hit 2K. Hey! Tazzy's in the house. Tazzy! From Tasmania. What's going on? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. And this Susie channel, I'm here listening while I'm working. I won't be in the chat, but you're always great to see you. So hope you're doing fantastic. Always great to see you. Tyler James Outdoors, welcome. Great to see you. Duke City Anglers, great to see you. Anybody else I missed? Great to have you all here, folks. And we got a channel that needs some help, folks. Less than 20 away from 2,000, folks. From 2,000. And I felt so bad for removing your comment. So sorry about that, Rob. Hedge Plays. We're just pausing for a second to help out, and then we're going to jump right back into questions, folks. But everybody help out Hedge Plays. There's the link right there. Everybody doesn't have them, grab them up, folks. Let's take a moment to celebrate one of our fellow creators who's about to hit 2K. There you go, folks. Hedge Plays and Robert Y. 1980. Remember, folks, it only updates every 10 once you're in the 4-digit club. So hit them up with all you got. Double check you still have them. If you don't have them, grab them up. If you do already, just take a moment to see that you still have them. We're all in it together, folks. So let's help them out. Let's get there. Hedge Plays and Robert Y. 1890, less than 20 away from the big 2K. And then we're going to jump right back in the questions, folks. Just a little quick breather here to help somebody out. Celebrate with them. All that good stuff. Hedge Plays and Robert White, less than 20 away. Welcome back, Jenny O'Brien. Were you booted out, sweetie? I know it's been so crazy lately. I left the seat of Kovac. I'm jumping in other people's conversations. There you go. Forever Freaking Funko, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Do you have Hedge Plays and Robert White? If you don't, grab them up, folks. Just take a second. There you go, folks. Now only 10 away. Now only 10 away from 2,000. Let's try and do it before the end of the song. Everybody grab up Hedge Plays and Robert White. And if you already have them, and if you already double checked you have them, hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends. More here the merrier. We're going to get right back to the questions in just a second. Folks.
Couple away, guys, for Hedge Plays and Robert White. Forever Freaky Funko, how are you doing? Hello. Jenny is here. Hello.
Oh, no worries, Hedge Play. We do that for everybody. That's only fair. And like I said, I felt bad. I removed your comment. See, we're still getting used to not having that right click onto it. It happens. So thank you for your understanding. And folks, anybody who doesn't have Hedge Plays and Robert White, grab them up, folks. Grab them up. Got them. That's awesome, Willow Whimsy. That is fantastic. Just need a couple more to grab up Hedge Plays and Robert White to hit 2K, folks. 2K. It's a good little team building exercise. Gives us the moment to realize we're not just us on here. It is not a team sport, YouTube, but it doesn't mean we don't come together and take moments to celebrate our fellow creators. That's what makes us better than the boring social media. We're better than that. We're creators, folks. So grab up Hedge Plays and Robert White. Only a couple away from 2K, folks. Only a couple away. Less than 10. It's only next time it updates. We're gonna be celebrating 2K for folks to grab up. I realized now I had it on victory. Sorry about that. I had other windows here checking stuff at the same time.
Well, we can still have some.
We were predicting a victory. That was right. It's a good omen. We wanted to do that. That was supposed to happen. That's right. Come on, folks. Grab up Hedge Plays and Robert Wide on the way to the big 2K, folks. Only a couple more to go. Grab up, and then we're going to get right back into our conversation, folks. Right back into it. Anybody doesn't have Hedge Plays and Robert Wide, this is the time to grab them up, folks. Grab them up. Let's do this, folks. Everybody get in on the action. And if you already have them, hit the like button, tweet out, tell friends, get a couple more in so they can grab them quick. We can celebrate, then we get right back to your questions, folks. Right back to your questions. Grab them up, folks.
Only a couple more left. You might be that lucky 2000. Lucky number 2000. Who is it gonna be?
That can bring you good luck all day long for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
All day and all night.
It's like a digital 4-leaf clover, if you will.
Ooh, I love that.
There you go.
Digital 4-leaf clover. 2K for Hedge Plays and Robert. Let's check it out. Let's celebrate together. Let's get inspired and motivated by each other.
That's right, folks. Only a couple away. Only a couple of folks to go. Let's grab them up. Remember, it's not updating every one because in the 4 digits. It's only going to update once he gets to 2K every 10. So 1990. That's a great. Well, it was an okay decade. I'm not going to say great, but let's get him into the new millennium. Let's get him a big 2K up here, folks. Grab him up, folks.
Let's check it out, share it out. I'm sure there is going to be somebody in your friends list that will love the channel, so check it out. And more to go. Where are you at? Let us know where you at. How many is there more to go? Let us know, Hedge Plays. How many more to go? Let us know. And don't worry, we're going to get to you back to your questions just in a moment.
Come on, guys. Everybody grab them up. Everybody doesn't have them. Grab them up, folks. Grab up. Hedge Plays and Robert Wide. Only a couple away, folks. Only a couple away from the big 2K.
That's right.
We're going to jump back for a second. I'm going to keep an eye on these number, and we're going to keep going through it, and then we'll come back in a little bit and give them another push. But everybody grab them up. We're not going to put the link every 30 seconds, but maybe somebody can put it like every 2 minutes or so for them, and just keep that reminder going as people come in to grab them up too. We'll break out because I know it's Tech Talk Tuesday, so I don't want to go too long onto it. But I'm going to keep an eye. I have it right up here beside me, and I'm watching. So, and we'll just keep running the link, like I say, every 2 minutes or so. We'll get back into the questions for now.
Yeah, we'll get back to the questions, and let us know if that happens to you. That is awesome. Okay, Ray Warrior, hello and welcome back here.
Excuse me.
Good morning, Sky Pilot. How you doing? Oh, you got a Sky Pilot. You got a new profile picture.
Wow. Excuse me for that. 3 more Hedge Plays was saying, so it is going to happen anytime. I'm going to keep an eye on it, and I'll put the link in the chat. Okay, let's get back to the questions now.
Yep.
So we just talked about thumbnails, and I just wanted to also add what Creeping Never Sleeping was answering to that previous question, that thumbnails matter. It's what attracts people to your videos. Content makes them stay through the whole video, and your personality makes them subject to it, or subscribe to it. Exactly.
Yeah,
I do
like
agree. That's a very good way of saying
That's
it.
an awesome way of putting it. Very well done. I love that.
Arcade Revolution here has some more on a personal level questions, but still related to YouTube. What was it like when you first was becoming a YouTuber?
Sorry, can you?
What was it like when you were first becoming a YouTuber? Arcade Revolution asked.
Naively fun, but it was more just we were doing it for our business. So it was kind of 1 foot into it at the time. It was supposed to rep Pusa Studios as a video and photography business. I was putting up some cinematography, which I love to do. And Xenia was putting some stuff up on Instagram. And that was just the point of trying to get our name more relevant and all tying back actually to Facebook. Because yes, Facebook is very important for stuff like weddings and stuff like that. So it was fun. I liked it. It was kind of all. It is naively fun. I know that doesn't sound, but I believe it is. You know, YouTube becomes very crazy very quickly. You get to meet a lot of good people, but you get to meet the ones that should be institutionalized. I swear to God, and it just feels like you've been dumped into like the worst city in the world. I'm not gonna lie, I've always been truthful with you guys, and you know, I have a way of judging who I'll hang around with on here is basically the same as I would hang around with in real life. And if somebody's missing a gene in kind of, I would be very careful. Same as I'm going to do in here as well. If somebody's dangerous, there's all kinds of things to it. It's just your guard gets up more and more, and so it's very important to try and force us to come back to our creator side and not let that gobble us up. But you do become more diligent and more aware of the signs and stuff like that. And unfortunately, that sometimes takes away some of the experience of being on here, which I always call kind of the influx of the social media side. And that's too bad because that eats away at the creator side. And I think that's what's missing a lot in YouTube in general is a proper control onto it so people could be more creators, which would make it a lot better place in here, a lot more geared. That's why I've always been willing to pay to be on here, which I know is not always something appealing. But I've talked about that for a year and a half now. I think sometimes, because unfortunately, I think it's what the only way it would get cleared up is accountability makes people behave.
Guys, share your experience in the chat as well. How was it when you were starting your YouTuber experience? Because I'm sure it is different depending on when you started. How long have you been on YouTube? Starting on different times is definitely a different experience. But I do agree. So share it in the chat. But I do agree with Andrew. It definitely there are lots of things that happened that we realized within YouTube that I would have never thought is part of being a YouTuber. And it's not just us. It looks like it's a general pattern of being a YouTuber is some of these things that you have to go through or deal with. And it is unfortunate because I think people who are viewers don't really know that. They don't really realize that. It's kind of like this backside of the coin. That is quite dark, and sometimes I wonder if we would even ever continued or jumped back onto YouTube if we would have known it, or if we even would go with live streams. I doubt that. I
don't erase anything. There was one because it was so ridiculously botted, but it was an interview. We'll call it an interview for lack of a better term. But I just started gathering these together for my own kind of curiosity. And I'm just putting together some of the rounds where we've had to deal with people screwing with us and stuff like that. And this is just like cutting the surface. And this first one was back in May. Sorry, because I was just looking at this the other day. I was putting this together. I think it was, where's the date? Anyways, I think it was May 29th. It was like a month and a half after we started live streaming. Like, my God, we were maybe 1,200 subscribers. I forget now, somewhere around there. It wasn't very far into it. And I started kind of painting a picture. I was looking at them. They're funny. I'm proud of them. But at the same time, too, you look and say, God almighty, it's amazing what you don't expect YouTube to be. And, it's too bad it's like that. It really, 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 truly is. But it is what it is. And I always say that, guys, you're the ones who make it worthwhile. Without you guys, no, definitely wouldn't be doing it. 5 years that I've been on. Oh, man, Johnny Pong, that's a long time. You've seen a lot, my friend. For me, it was like walking into a room of people and not knowing anyone or how to talk to them. And then you had to just start figuring things out. Wendell Live? That is one of the best ways I've ever had it put. That is awesome. I like that a lot. I used to blog as my primary format, and someone told me I should go do YouTube, and the rest is history. That's awesome, Willow Whimsy. I love you guys' stories onto that. I really, though, Wendell, you really nailed it well. That's a good... See, I did some back in 2007, stuff like that, when I was working for Jam and that. But it was more on a corporate side with not much involvement into it. This is the first time. Please do not... self-promote in here, please. That will get you timed out and or removed. Thank you. The rest are not doing it as well for that simple fact. please respect everybody else in here. Thank you.
I think a lot of people who start their YouTube channel and want to get somewhere with it also don't realize how much work there actually is. And it's not like it's, a hard physical labor. But there's lots of things that you have to learn, especially if you're not in a graphic or marketing whatsoever, field. There's lots of things that you have to learn from zero, from computer, how to make thumbnails, softwares, editing, to all the back end of uploading video and all the things that you need to have there, sharing out, where and how and what time. Like there's a whole bunch of things that you have to learn as you go. And I don't think a majority of people who start their channel don't really realize how much there actually is to it, So yeah, it definitely was different too. Like we said, we only could go live when we hit 1K, and right now it is for mobiles, mobile phones. You can't go live, well, unless you use third-party app, which you still do, but back then you couldn't go live whatsoever unless you got 1K. So we went live to celebrate 1K. Been live ever since. But that's basically was a huge difference back then because nobody was live unless they were over 1K.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story here. I see as well. Thank you so much.
Technology,
thank you.
Emotional, and financial, the gambler after her says.
Mm-hmm.
No, but there's a guy, and I bring him up now and then. There's a guy that knows his audience, and I love his pitch and that, and I love the way he brings his feel. There's somebody who, when goes live, understands his audience so well. So well. I always give props to him. I love that. I'm going to time you out, TTV, and the next time I'm going to remove you.
There's no numbers in the chat?
Yep. It doesn't matter either way. It's the same rules for everybody. I had an admin corporate job. I know nothing of editing video. And that's what happens the most coming in here. That's exactly what it is. Or they know bits and pieces of it, but there's so many hats, it's hard to... I took multimedia integration in 2000, and I'd already been dabbling in this stuff for a bit, but not put together. But even when I was working, it was very hard for me to try and keep up my skills in some of the other stuff because you can only do so many things at a time. And now today, more than ever, so much is expected, high-end thumbnails, high-end video, high-end tagging, high-end this, that, everything that goes into, there's so many steps that goes into just having a chance of having a decent video go out. It's a lot of hats to wear. It is a lot to take in. It was horrible, LOL. It was like I had a language barrier. The way we talk in our country is either talk, but some country can't understand, so I have to adjust.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that is hard as well. Definitely. Hedge Place, where are you, by the way? And I do have your question. Well, okay, I did say third party. So yes, you can go live from your mobile or tablet using your YouTube, not using your YouTube app if you're under 1K.
Yeah.
You just have to use, StreamYards or any other third-party app. It's legal. You can do it. It's just they did it so people can't just click live from their mobile. How people were using it in New Zealand for some very upsetting events there, and stuff like that. So they just put one more fence, so to say. But you can use those other things. And StreamYard, by the way, now they have just updated. You can use green screens on mobile, and you can have guests on mobile as well. So you basically can have the whole panel now just using your mobile if you are under 1K. So.
Barrel Boy Woods, it's great to see you. I hope you're doing fantastic. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat, my friend. And there was somebody else. City Girl Country Woman says, yes, I made some mistakes in my first video, but I've learned, still learning. And you're right on track. I love going to big YouTubers and going to the videos, sorting by oldest and see where they've come. I love seeing that kind of stuff, the progression of what they've done, and that, most people don't come on here as Steven Spielberg's. They're learning as they go, and there's a lot that shoot video but weren't good at editing, or vice versa, and all those things. And there's all kinds of adjusting to new software. Hopefully you're upgrading along the way and improving with that one. I mean, there's all those different steps. They all take time. They all have learning curves into it. The main thing is the want to always get a bit better from the last time. If you're doing that, you're on the right track in there. So
StreamYard is not working. Well, there is also DU encoder you can try. Amazing Mom for Life. There's DU encoder that you can try there as well. There's Streamlabs as well, which is basically OBS, but in a easier form. So there's different other third-party apps that you can try if that one is not working. Maybe it's not more compatible with your phone. Whatever you have in your phone as well. Depends.
Yes, folks, if anybody, the link is passing by. Thank you, Forever Freaky Funko. If you don't have Hedge Plays and Robert Wide, folks, only like 3 away from 2,000. So if you don't have Hedge Plays and Robert Wide, grab that link and help them out. Only 3 more to go. Yeah, I think this was said, 3?
Yeah.
3 more to go, so.
And super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat for Jonathan Roseberry. Thank you so much for that. Super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Thank you. Thank you.
So where did they hide the moderators and blog channels in the new YouTube studio? Oh, you have to go. Oh, that was quick. You just gotta get in off the wind. There's a mic. When have I ever seen it? That one, you just go down to your settings. You go in under, I'm just going to read it off to you as I go to make sure I got it right. You go down your side panel, you know where it says dashboard, videos, all that stuff. Right down the bottom, there's that part, it's a sliding list. We'll go to the very bottom. You'll see send feedback, and right at top of it is settings, and it's in there like the 3rd tab. It's really slow. I don't know what they've done to it. It is absolutely horrible. It sometimes even times out when you're making changes and that. But it's in there under the tab. I think it's the 3rd tab down, but I'm not going to open it right now because it's just so slow it'll aggravate me. But yeah, you just go to your settings folder there, and that pop-up idea was an awful idea because it hasn't been working for them for months since they put it in.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Definitely. Okay, now next question. And guys, if you do have question, try to put at Push Studios so I can see it better, because sometimes I just can't see it and then it passes by.
And folks, if you haven't hit that like button, please do. It really does help us out a lot more than you'll ever know. It really makes a big difference.
Arcade Revolution also asked, do you have any equipment still from when you first became a streamer?
Wait, sorry, I got to remove this here. Go ahead.
I think our guest camera is still the Logitech 920 that we used before.
Yeah, 922.
922. We don't use it on a daily basis, but it's still here. It's right here, right beside you guys here, that we use if we do have an expert panel, or if we talk with somebody, so they don't have to look at the black screen. Instead they can talk with us and actually look at us. So that's what we use from the old setup.
There's not much else. That's all I can really think of. But we didn't have much to begin with. We ran on kind of a streamlined layout until we started building up. So, but most of it we bought is still being used. We've been adding to it, but
yeah, definitely. This is a whole new system now that we have. But that's probably the one thing that we have started with that camera. That's the only thing we actually had.
Willow Whimsy says, slow aggravates me too. My daughter's boyfriend is extremely slow. Drives me nuts.
Is he European?
Yeah. Oh my God almighty. We're not even going to get into that. Donnie Shaw, yeah, the new studio seems very slow. It is. I love the new studio. I'm happy with it. I hate the way they rolled it out. It was a disaster. That's what sickened a lot of people onto it. Should have been a lot more in the stages of completion before they did. So you don't have to run back and forth and be so confusing for people. But nonetheless, it runs well. It's that pop-up is just absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Takes forever. And like I say, half the time it times out when you make changes and doesn't accept them. So, yeah.
Okay, next question here. Next question is from Amazing Mom for Life. What application can I use for a good streaming?
It all depends what you want to do with it. I mean, I know that sounds like kind of a blank statement, but I mean, it's where you want to go. We're using OBS, but that's because we built our own layouts and stuff. It is more complicated. Then there's Stream Labs, which offers you some of the functions already pre-built and more templates doing the same thing, but you have a bit less control onto it. Then you have StreamYards, which is more for doing panels and stuff like that. And then there is Zoom as well. And then there's also just going direct and doing your live streams that way through YouTube. It just depends what you want to do with it and how much you want to get involved in the details, I guess. Do you want to share a lot of things and stuff like that, you know?
Very noted, though, you do need a internet connection that is pretty stable to do that if you want to run OBS or something like that, because it takes so much that we had to up our internet when we were doing like interviews and stuff like that and started into OBS, because it just gets super choppy and so super not enjoyable visually. So might as well not, like, if your internet and your computer can't handle it, don't go overboard. Do it more simple ways. There's plenty of bigger YouTubers that are just doing literally with their phone, and whatever third-party app they have, or with YouTube Beta if you are over, or YouTube Studio if you are over 1K, because sometimes more complicated things are just make it more choppier and less enjoyable for the viewer. So check if your computer can handle it and if your internet can handle it before anything.
And understand what you're doing. I know a lot of people sit there and say, well, what's your computer? Well, I got a fast computer, and I got a this, and I got a that. Take time to understand what you're doing. You're going to get the most out of it. It is really important to understand what you do, taking the time, going through the steps, and not only just doing them, but understand what you're doing. And I can't stress that enough. You're going to get the maximum performance out of it. And if you have problems with it also, too, you know how to where to go to work with them the most to get it straightened out. Just understand the equipment you're using. We've seen that a lot when we had our business in Iceland. People would drop, especially like the dentist types and that 10, 20 thou on glass and camera and everything else. I mean, they were decked to the ball, and they had no idea what they were running in their own hands.
Yeah, or they were using automatic settings.
Yeah, telephoto lens, $5,000-$6,000 camera, and they're running around in automatic because they have no idea what they're doing. Well, you might as well use a point and shoot at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely, is OBS free?
Yes, it's open broadcast software. That's in the title. When it's open, that means it's open source and that it's free.
Is there any things that you have to purchase, like chroma key feature? Catchplace is asking.
No, not in that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of free add-ons onto it. There's some packages you can buy. I've never bought anything that I've needed, but God, I hate to get into it. Like, be very careful with green screen. Make sure it's a very tight screen. Make sure it's well angled outside of the area, and that don't wear anything conflicting that. Why do I not use a green screen? We do video and photography. The reason why we don't is it's too many ways that it looks too crappy. To be honest, that's our main reason why not, because it's too easy to look really bad onto it, and most end up doing that way. So use it. Either if you're doing it for a laugh, that's one thing. Oh, I went on and out just for a joke. That's something. If you're trying to look professional, a lot of times, and a lot of the big YouTubers will tell you the exact same thing, to avoid it at all costs, because it has too many ways to make you look hokey. And you might be doing something very, something very productive of what you're doing on there, and that can be very distracting. You're only as good as your weakest link, and if you're sitting there talking and you're getting like pixelation all down your arm or cutting you half on stuff, that's the weakest link right there. So just be very, and I've said that now for a year and a half, why we won't get into it.
Look at some bigger ASMR artists. It's amazing how professionally they're using the green screen, and sometimes you don't even know they're not at the location. It's unbelievable. Yes, some of them do use backdrops, but a lot of them use green screen, and it that's how it should be looking. You shouldn't have to be able to tell that you're using a green screen.
And be careful if you're doing a serious show on that. Try to avoid the plugins that come with Zoom and stuff like that, and not look like you're all talking in like in a field or on those gigantotrons to each other and stuff like that. Remember, that's also bringing down the quality of your message as well. Especially some people I see talking very serious topics and doing stuff like that. Just go back to putting it in squares. It's going to look a lot more professional, you in each your own space, and that will not be so distracting, and people will pay attention to it. But if you have something distracting like that, it's taken away from the message that you're talking about. Pixel Pia, how are you, sweetie? Great to see you. I hope you're doing fantastic. Welcome. It's great to see you. I hope you're having a great one. Fantastic lady. Hope you're doing well.
Now, you can also use Zoom. Now, that one I think you have to pay in order to do YouTube, though. But that one doesn't require as much internet capacity, though.
No, and it's very good on low bandwidth. If you have a shoddy internet, Zoom is a savior. The codec is fantastic. The compression is unbelievable. Canadian Drone Hub was a great example of that. Who has a live stream running over 2 years by all rights should have never had one for his internet connection. And when he changed over to Zoom, I mean, it was a whole new Roger. You could see him, the clarity. He does a speed test when he's running. He's getting 0.2.
Yeah, that's
upload.
like, I don't even know how he's handling it.
Yeah, exactly. He's an anomaly. He's
Yeah, so if you have problems with doing that, like you have really a bad internet connection and so on, then maybe paying for a Zoom option for that is worth doing, you know. But check out other options before you commit to paying for it.
Definitely.
The Art of Handmade Dolls, hello, how are you doing? Good to see you here as well. Now we have another question here from Sunny J. Shores, who asked, which type of share carries the most influence, or do you think it's kind of even, making the number of likes, reshares, retweet, giving the extra influence? We did talk about that a little bit when we talked about the I don't know if you have already joined us back then, but we did talk about the interview with the YouTube head of algorithms, basically, and that's one of the questions that he did share and was new at the time, was that shares are one of the most impactful things that you can do for the channel. Not the likes, not even the comments, but sharing is one of the most impactful things that pushes the algorithm to suggest the video. They didn't share, if it's a share on Twitter or on Facebook would be more impactful. And I don't really think there is such a thing as more impactful if you're talking from the algorithm point of view. Now, you can argue where would you get more response, that depends on what kind of audience it is and what kind of video it is, where it would be more useful to share it, but it definitely is a huge impact onto YouTube algorithm itself. The more people share, the more algorithm sees it as liked, because you not only want to have it yourself, so to say, not want to use the video yourself, but you want to share it with your friends, with your family, and that kind of gives more bonus points to algorithm or your video.
When they changed around 2015, and we've talked about that, and we said why it was so bad, don't go and bought your channel, not how it has no effect, it's just the vanity thing. Why in the end is YouTube did take that away, and it doesn't judge it on the most likes gets the most views now. But before they did that, they couldn't just take it away, or it would have been a lost land. They had to have something else, some sort of metric to measure it into. And engagement is the key, because that's their way of judging that something is valuable, something is watchable. So when they phased it out and got rid of the whole the biggest number gets the recommendation, they started basing it on more, what do people like? And you know yourself, if you see something and you're like, oh, this is cool, I got to send this to mom, she's got to see this. Oh, I want everybody to see this, I can't wait to share it on Twitter and see what everybody says. That's what they want. That's their way of saying, okay, this is something worth seeing. This is something worth recommending. This is something that YouTube wants to stand behind and let more people know about. So that's why interaction became so important, and that's why you hear it. And yes, I hate when it first starts, because it becomes kind of a buzzword, and I understand that because everybody has to jump onto it. But in the end, when that all fades away, the purpose is still there, and it's more important than ever. That's why we're always asking you guys if you can tweet it and all those things, because it makes a world of difference. It's not an exaggeration or a sales pitch. It's exactly what YouTube wants us to be doing, is to get as many people. So sharing it out really makes a big difference, but never underplays the importance of hitting the like button, which is great to have. It really does, although it's not as important. And commenting. And commenting is really important. And I always tell people, if somebody comments in your video, try to reply to them with a question, and try and see if you can get that conversation flowing in your comments. All that is engagement. All that's showing the algorithm that, okay, people are back. People are more and more. This seems to be interesting. Why? Because people are talking back and forth. Everything raises a little bit more of the flag with the algorithm that this is something worth that other people should be seeing.
I just read Pixapia that answer, definitely. By the way, I shared the link to that interview, so if you weren't following us back then, check it out. It actually is a very interesting interview that wasn't super shared on media, but had a lot of insights from the actual head of algorithm for YouTube about how they are pushing into recommended your videos. So if you haven't seen that, we also give you tips on how to implement that into your channel so you can actually get more recommended. So check that video, and I'll put it down below in the description. Now, Pixel P had a problem where the Todd bot that we talked about earlier, this week have commented on her video that was private, and there was a question of how is it possible. I do see that. That's why I asked you if it was unlisted or not. But yes, if you do add your video into the playlist, it might show up for other people. The same if you share it on automatically on some other social media, it might do the same. But that's a great answer from Dean Neiman, and we love Dean.
Definitely, he's awesome, man. He helps out so much. He's helped us many times. He's been in the chat here, and that's an awesome guy. I do want to go back for a second to the Wacky Black says engagement is everything, and that is so true. And then I seen underneath you had put just grind. I have a bit of a problem with the word grind for the simple reason it's pretty much been blown into at this point. It's become a buzz term for subscribe to as many channels as possible. I doubt you meant it that way, but I'm not as on board to jump on, and I actually try to avoid using that term now because I feel it's been soiled, if you will. That's I hear all the time. Oh, you got to grind, and grind usually comes back to grab as many channels as you can subscribe to. And none of the other steps involved whatsoever in any shape or form, which basically bubbles into sub for sub. So, yes, if the word was used the same way, it was grind, but I would say it more as a practice of reaching out and having all your videos building bonds with other YouTubers that they want to share it with others. They're kind of doing the legwork for you, not in a lazy way, that you've inspired them enough by what you've done that they feel other people should see it. Like I said, I know you meant it that way. I just wanted to point it out because I know I've been kind of really avoiding that word as much as possible just because of the stigma that's kind of grown onto it. It was kind of like community last year where I wouldn't use the word for like 6 months because I felt it was dividing everybody up. Hey, Jelly Duck, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Gotta really love what you do. That's right. That's very true. If it feels... it's okay to have bad days and stuff like that, but there's points where it can drag you down too much. Then it's not good. Then you got to step back and get some perspective if it's what you want to be involved into and if it's going the right way. The American Wanderer, how are you? Great to see you. Welcome. How are you? You want to get into the next question?
Yep. Next question here. Let's see. The next question was from Adventures Live Squad. Asked, can you edit or remove copyright music from your video after you have uploaded to your channel?
Yeah, they give you the option for it most times. To remove it, they'll give you the option to take it out, and you'll have a bunch of empty sound, but you can avoid a lot of the old strikes that used to be there, which is kind of a nice offering from them, if you may say so.
Yeah, oftentimes when you do get a claim, you can actually either mute that place where the video has the music, or you can edit that cut piece altogether out together with the video footage, or you can replace it with another audio from YouTube audio file. So you have three options.
Thank you for catching me on that. I was halfway through it, and then I read The Art of Handmade Dolls and stuff. Grind to me is a porn word. Yuck. And that's why I'm starting to forget my sentence. Like I know Xenia says, don't read the chat. I know I shouldn't. I would rather... Well, organically, I mean, it's good to meet people and stuff like that, you know, organically too. That's on the other side. You know what? That's almost become as much of a tainted word as grind, where, and I'm not saying you're using it that way, but a lot are like organically, like, you can never network, you can never do anything. You have to sit and make 40-hour edit videos to get 3 views onto it. I'm a big opponent of everybody should have, like in real life, a balanced breakfast. Should have a balanced YouTube exposure. It's okay to expose yourself. If you're only going to grow off of network streams, you might as well not do it because you're going nowhere. If you're going to hide in the corner and do all that work in one person seat every now and then, it's not good. It's trying to meet and hopefully making good enough content that some people will see it. That's the same as YouTube. YouTube recommends you all the time. There's lots of videos I get recommended that I don't watch. Or I get 5 seconds into it and I don't watch. It's not the right information for me. Too fast, too slow. I jump it ahead to get where I got to go. That's genuine viewing through all that. But yeah, I'm just saying that, Scott, because it can be, like I said, I know you feel bad for both of you as I'm putting you on the spot, but both of them have kind of become a bit soiled words because people run too much. Because let's face it, there's a lot of money to be made in extremes. Oh, you can only do this. Well, then they're trying to win you over so that you only do that. Or you can only do that. It's polarizing the same way pretty much it seems everything in the world runs right now. You're either for it or against it. And to me, that's too rigid for myself, the way I would want to be on here.
It's very clumsy cutting audio out. I do agree. That's why if it is a short piece, I would suggest rather muting it. That's what we do with our previous season 1 interviews.
Yeah.
Because there is
our intro song.
There's an intro song that now is claimed. Now it's not a strike, it's just a claim. We're not using it anymore, but it's literally 9 seconds, okay? So if we would chop it out, it would sometimes screw up your video. So instead of that, we just mute that part altogether. But, you know, if you have it in throughout the whole video, then you can't do it. It depends where you have it.
Oh, my God. Red Monkey Trucking. You're setting in the new job. Making bank. Well, that is awesome. That is a good thing. You never have to apologize for that. Just glad to hear you're doing okay in that. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. Never worry about that. Just great to have you in the house. I'm glad you're selling in. I'm glad jobs weren't good. Glad you're making bank. Congratulations, my friend.
No, I just wanted to specify again
Thank you, Scott.
with the videos that are premieres or unlisted or private. Now, if it is a premiere or it is scheduled or it is unlisted, it is true. And I didn't think of it because you said it's not unlisted, but your scheduled are unlisted. It's not really private. So therefore, anything that is unlisted that you're going to be adding to playlists are going to be visible to other people. Same as if you share it, for example, although it hasn't premiered yet, hasn't been out yet, it's still going to be available to other people if you share it. Because it is pre-scheduled. It's kind of there, but it's not there. Now, if it is a private video, let's say you did put something that is completely private, it is marked as private, and it's not as pre-scheduled. It's not a scheduled video or a premiere or a live stream, but it is a video that it is actually private. That is not showing up anywhere because the only access there is to private videos is through your account. Even if you do share a link, there is not going to be any access to it, even if somebody click on it. So that's the difference there.
There was somebody who said, my first 2 years, I was naive. Yep, got to go back and fix old intros. You know what, old guy in a bike? Unless it's really bothering you, I think that, once again, that is so cool to go back and see where YouTubers started. When you come in here and you have 3.5 million subscribers because your work is definitely worth it, people are going to get a kick of going back to see it. If you watch Linus Tech Tips with 10 million and you go back to, 10 years ago, and you see him kind of like this nerdy little kid with a fire truck that's got some of his biggest video views onto it, people do go back and like to see the old ones. They want to see where you came from. They think it's kind of fun.
So it's probably better to add videos to playlists after it's gone live and not before. Well, yeah, if you don't want it to be visible, then yes. If you want people to see it, then it doesn't matter, but yes.
And a big shout out to Dean Nimitz once again for helping out, and he's awesome at that. And a big shout out to Pixelpia for letting us know in that.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. And I see that kind of stuff helps everybody. That is so cool. Sorry I'm late. Can you start over, please? Sure. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pusa Studios. I'm going to say hi to Gary, Brant, Ariels. How are you? Great to see you. Great to see you.
Now, congratulations to Above Paranormal, who got monetized last night. Congratulations. I see a couple of channels have been monetized yesterday, so that is great. Congratulations
Fantastic.
to Above Paranormal. Glad to see that. And Donnie is asking, can you put advertising during the live stream? Yes. Do you want me to put it now? I can put it right now. Just click the button and it's right on. In-slate advertising, and you're gonna have to sit through the live stream. Do you want me to do that? I don't think so. You can put some unlisted videos in a playlist. Yes, you can. And then if you share that playlist, or if the playlist is visible on your homepage, those unlisted are going to be visible there as well. Now, it doesn't work with the private like that. The private, not pre-scheduled, but the private ones are not going to be visible to view. So that's the difference once again. You can also have playlists that are unlisted. For example, GMM, Good Mythical Morning, that I love watching. What they do at the end of their videos, at the end screen, they share a video and a playlist. Now that playlist is unlisted playlist, actually. It actually is unlisted playlist of their Good Mythical More video from that morning, which sometimes is not even released to the rest of the public. So that's kind of pretty cool. You can play around with that. Hedge plays Robert and Wide waiting for monetization. Well, I'm sure Yeah, exactly. Red Monkey Trucking also just became a grandpa. Oh my goodness. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Hello to Salvatore Menzguera, and congratulations to everyone. Guys, let's put some emojis in the chat for Red Monkey Trucking, who became a grandpa at 38 years old. A daughter had a 6 pounds and 8 ounces beautiful baby girl, Holland Grace. Holland Grace, congratulations to Red Monkey Trucking, guys. Let's put some emojis in the chat.
Congratulations.
That is
awesome.
so amazing. That is so amazing. Oh my God. Congratulations. And thank you so much for sharing that with us. That is such great news. You know, a baby born amidst of everything what's going on. It's such a great thing to learn about. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's put some emojis in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. If you guys are joining it, that's amazing. Congratulations. Donnie got your question. And Dad's 10 Tech Reviews, hello. How are you doing? How are you doing? Thank you so much for swinging by. Good to see you here. Thank you so much. Thank you. There you go. All the emojis for a beautiful baby girl. That's amazing. Grandpa, nice. Grandpa. That's amazing.
Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you all.
That is amazing. Okay, let's get back to the questions. Back to the questions here. So the question is from Flippin' Frozen asked, I've seen folks would put hashtags in the descriptions. Is this allowed and why? So we're talking about hashtags, so nobody is, misunderstanding the hashtag, whatever word, okay? Like we, for example, has hashtag live with Pusa, hashtag Blue Range Group. Those are hashtags, okay? Yes, you can use hashtags. We talked about that over and over, so I'll try to do it short. We have, you can use hashtags, and you can use up to 15 hashtags within your text, not itemized one after another, but within your text. In your description, if there is more than 15, YouTube is not going to be taking account of any of them, but you can use up to 15. Up to 3 of them are going to be showing on top of your title out of those that you have in the description. But be really careful with that, because it is a link to all other videos that have been using that hashtag. Okay, so it's usually better to use your own specific hashtag that you use for your channel, so that way other people can find it, and that way there is more of a collection of mostly your videos under that hashtag. If you use other people's hashtags, unless it is for fundraiser or for some kind of educational moment, like stay with me, home with me, and things like that is going on now with YouTube, we wouldn't really suggest that, because it is taking away the viewer from your video. We as smaller YouTubers, have less chance of being found like that through that hashtag, because we're not going to be on the first page of it, and there's more chances of people actually clicking away from your video when they are watching your video and just forgetting about your channel altogether. So it's not really recommended. It's not as suggestible and as beneficial to smaller channels in general. Big channels do use them, but they also are overwhelmingly owning the hashtag that they are using for that category or niche.
In short, folks, if you have a hashtag set up for your channel that you want to run with, that's one thing. The other ones all put together are basically just highways, mostly leading away from your channel, almost guaranteed. Best practice, honestly, is don't use them. They're pretty much, for the most part, no benefit, unless it's a hot trending topic and you're going to be a focal point into it with a chance of really running somewhere. They're just not much use to you. I know they look great and you're like, well, some channels are getting huge views, but those are big channels, or channels that have been with it since the beginning, and it leads back to them. Like we said, we could tell everybody here, you know what, guys, you want to all get in on it, get that hashtag Blue Wrench Group on all your videos. And yeah, that's great. And the next one pretty much coming when you think that is going to be us leading it back to. That's why we tell you not to do it. We could be selfish and lie to you. That's exactly why we say don't do it.
Exactly. Obviously, there's going to be some here and there that are from other YouTubers, but mostly it is going to be us, all right?
Yep.
So why would you do that? Your whole point is the same as it is with any SEO on any web page, is to keep your viewers as long as possible on your page. If you can't keep them on your video, well, at least on your channel, and if they click on that, they're away. So you lose the points.
I thought they helped the video. Oh, well, yeah, no, and it looks that way. And I know a lot of times we say look at the bigger YouTubers for inspiration, but the bigger YouTubers get a lot of passes on stuff that we don't. That's why you could have a channel, say us, okay? Just in comparison. Say we got a hashtag and it's doing a Blue Wrench group, and then you guys all start using it. And even though it's ours and it would say it was running okay and everybody's doing videos and it's getting us some popularity, PewDiePie and them tap into it. Well, we're right out of the races then, because they're going to get led to them because of the biggest channel. It's going to come in no time. And then, of course, like everything does happen, a couple other big channels say, well, PewDiePie's on this. I want to get on it too. And the next thing you know, we're completely wiped off the map with it. So that's...
Exactly. We could have used hashtag Tuesday Tech or tips, hashtag tips, let's say, for today. Well, what is it going to do? It's not going to bring people to us, maybe 1, 2, but it's probably going to bring people away from us by everybody clicking on that hashtag tips and checking it out. So it's not beneficial whatsoever.
Although Bacchus says I'll stick to hashtag slapping beavers.
Yeah. Probably nobody owns that one. Even
right.
We don't.
Come on, members, flash your beavers.
You're flashing the beavers. Andrew's flashing the beavers.
I'm flashing Xenia's beaver. There you go, folks. There you go. There. Canadian beaver. Latvian raised, Canadian influenced.
Next question we have from Amazing World True Blue. How many times can a channel apply for a monetization? You can apply. You apply with it, and if they refuse it, then you can apply in 30 days again. You have to make changes though to your channel. You can't just reapply without any changes because they're going to be checking it. They can see right away if you have made any changes or not. And then if they refuse it, you can apply again in 30 days. So it can go on and on and on and on till
there's channels that have gone many months, many months.
So 30 days. Within 30 days after it gets rejected, you can try it again and again. But do make the changes, otherwise there's no point of it.
Folks, if you don't have Hedge Plays and Robert Wide, grab him up, folks. He's only a couple away from 2,000. Sorry, Hedge Play, I got into everything. You don't have Hedge Plays and Robert Wide here in the chat, and Forever Freaky Funko's been doing an amazing job of posting it. Thank you. I love when somebody does it because you do it exactly right without overdoing it. You are the man for the job. Thank you so much. So there you go, folks. Check out that link with Forever Freaky Funko. Hedge Plays and Robert Wide, just a couple away from 2,000.
Lori's RV Life asked, I have 2 YouTube accounts. How do I delete the one I don't use? Make sure that you're logged into the one that you want to be deleting. Go to where the little logo is on the right top side. Click on that, go down to the settings, advanced settings, and at the very bottom of advanced settings is the delete channel button. So you're going to click that one and it's going to be gone. But just make sure that you're logged into the one that you want to delete. So channel settings, advanced settings, delete channel. Next question. What do you think the best upload routine is? Question from TTV Sweaty 123. Well, everybody has their own routines, really, for uploading, and definitely make sure that your files are intact and in place, named, and all the meta is ready for the file itself before you upload. So that will start with that. YouTube and especially Google likes when you do have your file named, when your file properties have its author and all of that stuff already there before you upload. So that would be number 1, even before you do the upload routine. Now, research all the meta for your YouTube before you upload. Do research your tags, create the description before that on your notes. Think of the title, make it all already ready before you upload. And then once you have it, then definitely you can upload that file, and definitely remember to add all of the meta, the tags, the description, add it to the playlists, share it out, all of that stuff do it at the same time to give it the maximum impact, and don't try to resave it over and over. That's why I said save it or pre-create your descriptions and tags, because nothing is worse than you upload a video and then you do editing, and every 2 minutes you just resave. That is not good for your video. So make it in advance and then do it in one shot, save it, and then share it as much as you can.
And that goes for everything on YouTube, folks. About sections, everything, and that's all that too is always important to work in it in like Word doc or something, or Google Docs, whatever you choose to use. And then when it's pretty much set to go, then put it up. So all those things can play havoc with it, and definitely not in your favor.
The Art of Handmade Doll Stuff says, I won a letter from Sid Croft. He is a puppet person from the 50s and works with movie stars. Oh, that is so amazing. That is so amazing. Well, I'm not aware who is it, but I'm sure with what you're working and your category, it sounds like you're super excited.
Exactly,
so we're
yeah.
excited
Right
with you.
And definitely make videos about that and have them looking their best in every shape and form. Run with that. You're excited. Do it before you even get it. Your excitement leading up to it and all that stuff. Follow the whole path like a little mini series going along from being excited to get it to getting it, to opening it, how you feel about it after. That's definitely an amazing thing for your niche.
So
Congratulations.
excited for you. That is amazing.
Well done. That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
LA Leggett. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly. Well, thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying it. Thank you.
Willow Whimsy asked us, but mostly you guys in the chat. I've been using the free shortcut editing software and it's decent. I'm wondering what everyone else uses and what it costs. So guys, if you can put in the chat what editing software you're using and if it's free or if it's not, how much does it cost? Let us know, and let Willow Whimsy know in the chat. That is also always a hot topic, is video editing software. In our Discord, we actually have shared a couple of apps that are useful for creators, including some video editing software within Apple users or Android users. So if you are part of our Discord, you can always join us. The link is down below in the description. You can actually check those apps for your phone that might help you in editing as well. And I think all of the ones that have been listed so far are free. Maybe you can find something that you're using and nobody else is using. You can share it there too. But yeah, what are you guys using for editing? Let us know in the chat. I see Cardoso Media is using DaVinci Resolve, which is super cool, especially if you need to denoise, like remove the noise from your videos.
We have Adobe Suite just because we have a business and we can claim it as, and also the learning curve. I'm not going to lie, that helps. Just because of the learning curve, we can claim it. If I was just getting back into it and that, or didn't have the business to claim to, I would be so going on DaVinci Resolve in a heartbeat.
And we have also here. Hedge Plays just made 2K. That is awesome. The main thing is your YouTube Studio, what shows. That's your main analytics for subs and views. So if it shows 2K there, then you are at 2K. So congratulations to Hedge Plays.
Yeah, I was watching here. I have you up. I've been watching it, still showing as 1990, but it just kind of, they do that by times. Well, huge congratulations to you.
Brant Ariels is using iMovie. And old guy on a bike is using Corel Video Studio. Oh my God, I haven't heard of Corel.
Corel was a Canadian company. That was the Canadian gem at the time. It was head to head against Adobe for a long time, and Microsoft as well.
Wow, I didn't know it still exists.
Yep.
$80. Okay, it's a one-time fee, I guess. Pixelpia is using Filmora 9 for $59 a year. That is awesome. iMovie came with the Mac for Salvatore Vinsguerra and a Samsung Note video app, InShot app on my phone, Power Director for Above Paranormal. That is awesome, guys. Canva is great for making thumbnails, and I used to, but yes, definitely agreed
Most
to that.
definitely.
Yeah, thank you so much. Wondershare, free with watermark, about $70 for the software.
Yep.
Something that I have been using lately for super short things, and I never knew it existed before David, the producer, actually shared with us this information in one of the times you guys had this question, is called Olive.
Yes.
It's a freeware. It's called Olive with like E at the end. It's super easy to use. You can download some of the like effects for it too. I haven't really done that. I just use the bare bones of it, so to say. But it's super easy. It's free, and you can download it on your laptop or on your computer. It's lightweight. It doesn't take a lot of things from. So I don't even use Adobe anymore. If I do need to do some editing, then I do use Olive, and it's free.
Yep.
Which is super interesting. Never heard of it before, and now I'm using it. So.
Somebody we had on the show here, he goes worldwide doing photography for charity organizations and some amazing work. And we spoke at a panel a couple months ago, and him and I both used Premiere. And he said he's actually moved to, now I got stage fright. I'm going to forget the name again. The second time I talked about this, the second time I forget. For the love of God, on Mac. The Mac software, classic Mac software. Thanks for
Apple? I don't know. What is it, honey?
Hey there, Mama Goonie. How are you? Good to see you. Anyways, it's going to come back to me. I'm sure somebody's going to type in the chat. Classic Mac software. And I was kind of a bit surprised for it, but like he said for YouTube, it sped up his workflow in half, because it's one thing about working with Premiere and stuff like that. And the same with DaVinci Resolve. It does add a lot longer time to the workflow and flow and setup and stuff like that. Every process just seems to take about double the time. And he made some really good points about it. Really got me thinking. To the point, we might be working on some new stuff. I might actually try with another program I'm thinking about, just to see how it works. I'm not working on Mac, so I can't use that one. It's driving me crazy now. I'm going to find it. I'm just going to type in this one.
And I did share the link to the Olive down below in the chat, and I will put it in the description as well. Lots of other information will be description after this too, kind of to cover whatever we were talking about here. So yeah, check it out. It's really neat. It's really neat. I've never heard of it before, but super cool.
Deadly Monster Gaming, please no self-promotion. It will get you timed out and or removed.
Oh my goodness, PixelP is just about to change channel name and banner. I'm a bit nervous. Change is for good. Change will feel fresh. And you can always change it again afterwards. Now, your channel name 3 times within 90 days. Go for it. You can do it. Susie Channel is still here listening. Good to see you. Oh my goodness. iMovie is a default Mac video editor.
No, it's not iMovie. It's the next one up from it. Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro, for the love of God. There we go. Final Cut Pro. Jeez, I can never remember the name of that. I used to work onto it years ago. When I went back to school, I had to work in Mac. It felt, I guess at the time it was always like Mac always held that 10% back then was all about video, editing software and music. So it just kind of went hand in hand. Final Cut Pro.
Yeah. So. Now, like DaVinci Resolve is also free to download if you can go to DaVinci Resolve and scroll to the very bottom.
It's very powerful, but it does have the bigger learning curve like Adobe Premiere.
Yes.
That's
so
one thing
it depends on your level.
But if you're an Adobe Premiere using, and maybe Cardoso Media can correct me on this if I'm wrong, up until recently, it did have the feature for the layout that was more resemblant of Premiere Pro. You could switch the way it looked from the line, the marker, I forget what they call it now, their way of doing their workflow pattern. You could change it more to look like Adobe Premiere.
And since it have come out, there have been so many tutorials now on YouTube too, so it's much easier, but it is more pro version for sure.
Well, it's owned by Blackmagic, and Blackmagic is the maker of the 8K cameras, some of the greatest video cameras out there, and you're not going to go wrong with it. And they've been known for years for their color grading. It's just now they give an interface where you can do all under one roof, which is super cool.
Yeah. Definitely. So there you go. I put the link for DaVinci Resolve as well, so check that out. Just you gotta really scroll to the very bottom of the page to get that. It's invisible. Final Cut Pro is like $300. Is it worth it? Mama Guni is asking. Well, we haven't tried it, like we said, so it's something to look into. We have been more of Adobe people here before, but we'll have to see if it's worth it or not when we use it. So.